Hi children, in this class we will study about advantages and disadvantages of friction. There are few advantages and similarly we are having disadvantages too. Let us see what are the advantages and what are the disadvantages. First we go for advantages. We will not able to walk if there is no friction between the soles of our shoe and the road or ground, because we slip there. What happens? We will slip. It is the force of friction which helps us to push the ground backward while walking. When we put steps forward with the help of our foot, the ground will be backward. Okay, we will push the ground backward and we will move forward. That is the thing happening, which help us to push the ground, and hence we move in forward direction. It is for the same reason that becomes difficult to walk on a highly polished floor or wet ground or sand even. They offer less friction. These kind of floors will offer less friction. That is why it is difficult to walk there. Next thing, one more advantage is, it is for the same reason that the tires of different kinds of wheels are provided with deep grooves. In the sense, this one will be called as grooves, that is holes made. This holes this will be called as deep grooves, so that they offer large friction with the surface of the road and they will not slip. That is why new tires will not slip. The tire which is worn off will get skidding and slipping chance will be in case of worn off tires. Okay. Next, braking system of the vehicles. In the braking system of vehicles work due to the friction between brake lining and drum wheel. So this is the brake lining and this is drum wheel. In between these two things there will be a braking system. Right, so that makes the braking lining makes this drum wheel to stop. Okay, so that braking system of the vehicles will be like that. In the next advantage, if you compare silk thread with jute thread will be heavier one and stronger one, which will not slip, but this silk thread will slip. It slips easily but not jute thread, because jute offers more friction than silk. That is the reason. Even it is the force of friction which holds the nails and screw in wooden furniture. In wooden furniture, if the screw has to hold firmly, strongly, there should be a friction there. Otherwise, it will not hold. One more example is, it is the force of friction which saves us from the impact of meteoroids, generally say. Meteoroids, vulkalu antaru Telugulo. Burns before reaching. See here, they will come actually from the space. When meteoroid enters the Earth's atmosphere, the frictional force between the meteoroid and air. Between air and this meteoroid, there will be the frictional force. These meteoroids will touch the air. In between those two things, there will be frictional force, generates enough heat. There only most amount of heat is going to be generated such that it burns before reaching the ground. So there also friction is helping us survive. We are surviving from meteoroids in order not to reach the heavy heated meteoroids to the earth. The friction in case of air is going to be reducing the heat of meteoroids. One more advantage is, the moving vehicles such as bicycles, cars, scooters, etc. stop due to the force of friction between the brake and moving wheel rim. Okay, in between the rim and the brake there will be the friction. Okay, that friction tries to stop the vehicle as soon as possible in order not to prevent the accidents or skidding whatsoever. The writing on pen, with pen on paper and chalk on board and pencil on paper, so it is possible in account of friction between those two bodies. I mean pencil paper, pen and paper, and even wall and paper. So this is one of the advantage of friction. One more is lightening of matchstick. So that carbon and there will be rough surface there, between that the friction will be reducing. There will be some sort of friction there in between match this paper and this matchstick. So from that only it is glowing. And cutting wood is possible due to friction between saw and the wood. This is saw and that is wood. And next thing is disadvantages of friction. As we are having many advantages of friction, we are having even disadvantages simultaneously. So what are those? Friction wears out the soles of the shoes. Already we have seen in the previous example. Repeatedly we are using, due to friction, the soles of the tires and even soles of the shoes will be worn off. It wears out the tires of all kind of vehicles. Thus, soles of shoes and tires need replacement from time to time. Next, friction wears out moving parts of the machinery. It also heats up the moving parts. They need replacement and oiling. Time to time oiling and replacement should be needed. Next thing is, force of friction increases with weight of object. If the object's weight increases, the friction also increases. Thus we have to spend lot of energy to move heavy objects such as trucks, railway, wagons loaded with different kinds of material. Thus in a way lot of fuel is going to be wasted. We have to keep lot amount of energy in overcoming the friction, so that energy comes in the form of fuel, which in turn increases the expenditure on transport due to friction. Friction loses the energy in the form of heat. In the form of heat, some sort of energy is going to be lost in case of friction. With this, we have completed this topic, children. Thank you. We will meet in the next class. Bye.